This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Next week will be a busy one for young track and field athletes around the country. We get that story from Kelsey Johnson.
Now that the National High School Track and Field Championships and the National High School Relays are a combined event, coaches are being advised to take a closer look at the schedule and the number of events they enter athletes in.
The coaches will have to decide who they want to run in the high school nationals, how they're going to set up their teams for the test event, for the relays, because most of the coaches would want their teams to come back to compete in the junior competition during the relays itself. But it's a coaching decision. It will be probably hard on some because where they might get their most points might be the persons who could do 4 or 5 events, but then they have to think about the bigger picture because remember the weekend, two weekends following is the Carifta Trials.
Athletes would have been on the track this weekend, competing in the National High School Track and Field Championships. It was said that more than 900 student athletes were entered to participate in the 3-day meet, which would have started on Thursday.
A lot of schools say they're coming. They didn't tell us how many people they were bringing initially. And when we saw those rosters, and we had, only 50 seats on a flight, and you got 120 kids, you're like, we got to expand this. And then you see the same kids coming next week, and a few of them coming a few weeks later, then you must ask yourself, well, why would you bring children to Nassau 3 times for the same federation, for the same event, and then at the end of the month, they got to go to Carifta. So we wanted to combine the effort.
The National Relay Championships will run Saturday and Sunday. It is the official test event for the hosting of the IAAF World Relays Bahamas. Here's how the organizers of the youth segment plan to pull off the test event.
The relays for the seniors are not going to be run as a part of high school nationals. That's going to be run separate on Saturday and Sunday. So those athletes who are going to be competing in the high school relays test event will not be running those relays at the high school nationals.
As you know, the high school nationals is a 3-day competition. It cannot be compressed. So we have to ensure that the event runs 3 days, and it will only be the high school nationals. The test event will remain as was planned, and the high school nationals will be the days before that.
Some 44 teams have registered for the National High School Relays. Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Total Sports.
A last chance meet being held this weekend. It's for swimmers looking to make times before the Carifta Trials.
Mentally, I think most of them are ready. If you ain't, kind of almost too late now.
We're just starting the face up taper right now. So last week they did pretty fast times, and I'm expecting now that they're more rest and more recover, times are going to be faster than last week.
Major League Baseball spring training in full swing. Yesterday, Champ Stewart blasted a 2-run home run for the New York Mets off Detroit Tigers hurler Anibal Sanchez during Grapefruit League action in Port St. Lucie, Florida. Champ finished up 1 for 3 as the game ended in a 5-all tie. So far, Champ hitting .211 with a .289 on-base percentage. He has 4 hits, 4 runs batted in, and 2 runs scored. The New Providence Women's Basketball Association on court last night. Our Julian Gibson was there.
Benson, look who's at the game. The commander-in-chief himself, Bomber George. No need for the chief to be at the game because his operators, they operated pretty easily with the Elite Ball Club. In fact, after the first quarter, the Elite couldn't even get on the scoreboard. Hey, young lady, I believe this baby can do better than the Elite Ball Club. They would get hammered. Final score, 68-14.
It was an easy night, but we still need to work on some things. We have a big game coming up on Saturday night against Cheetahs, but just need to get the practice, get the girls with the practice, and do what we do, play basketball.
A game like this, does this take your team out of wax, playing a team that don't match up to your standards? You can pick up bad habits?
Yeah, off and on we pick up some bad habits, but we put the veterans in there and tell them just try run the offense and work on getting better.
Now for Michael Scudery, the losing coach, he simply was lost for answers.
From the break to now, I don't even know who the elites was tonight, but I'll tell you what, everybody gets to make the playoffs, so we just got 4 more games to get back in sync, and guaranteed we can make some damage in this playoff. Mark my words.
No points in the first quarter, and you took about 2 minutes into the second quarter before your team. Offensively, you guys are struggling.
We know we're not good offensively. We know that. We're supposed to be a good stopping team. Tonight, we didn't stop. We watched.
In the feature game, the career-building Cheetahs but had an easy time with the super value Cybert Queens. Queens losing 53-43. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I am Julian Gibson.
The New Providence Basketball Association getting into its postseason schedule tonight at the AF Arley Gym, and Division I action should be exciting.
Everybody know that you got to come to play every night, because ain't nobody got to push you over.
Conference tournament action heating up in the college basketball season. A big game for Cedrica Sweeting yesterday. She was 5 of 11 from the field and 4 of 7 from behind the three-point arc, finishing up with 16 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal to lead the Florida A&M Rattlers past Norfolk State 80-73 in the quarterfinals of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference tournament. Sweeting and the Rattlers right back on the court today against Bethune-Cookman. They would lose 59-42. Sweeting had 3 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. Elsewhere, the Texas Longhorns bowed out of the Big 12 tournament, losing 63-53 to West Virginia. SHAQUILLE CLEARE tallied 2 points, a rebound, and a block. The Kansas Jayhawks also out of the Big 12 tournament. They were upset 85-82 by TCU. Dwight Coleby had 2 points, 2 blocks, and a steal. Texas A&M no match for Vanderbilt in the SEC tournament, losing 66-41. Tavario Miller had 2 rebounds and a block. As for Michigan State, they took down Penn State last night 78-51 in the second round of the Big Ten tournament. Lou Rawls, Tum Tum Nin, 3 rebounds and 9 assists there. The Spartans right back in action today in the quarterfinals against Minnesota. They fell 63-58. Tum Tum had 5 points and 4 rebounds. The start of the New Providence Softball Association's 2017 season right around the corner, and the Lady Hitters are hard at work.
I expect us to win the whole log. Be only competing for the championship. That's our motto. That's our goal.
How's the workouts been?
The workouts been well. Early in the season, girls let out of shape. They're coming around. We're working on basic fundamentals, starting from square one.
It was all about pitching, mainly in softball. Pitching. Do you have the pitching, the defense, and offense?
Yeah, most definitely we got the pitching. Taylor is on the staff. We got 1 or 2 young pitchers. One off from school. Hopefully she'll be back in time for the season to start.
Taylor has been there, but sometimes she needs help. Do you have any additional pitchers to help out?
Yeah, we got 2. Hopefully, got 1 more in the making, but she haven't made up her mind yet. But I'll keep that a secret weapon.
But when the team is all assembled, I guess you, like you said earlier, you're expecting to win it all. What is it going to take for you guys to win it all?
Well, defense wins championships. Once we stay fundamentally sound and play good defense behind the pitching, we'll be right in it.
From what you're hearing in the ladies division, who are some of the teams you guys have to watch out for?
Well, you got the defending champions in Baylor's squad. They're pretty good. They pick up a few other savvy veterans.
And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned, check on weather still to come.